This is part one of a two-part series about how Cambridge became Gilead in The Handmaid's Tale. The architecture, heritage buildings, and stunning natural features of Cambridge are showcased in the award-winning web television series, The Handmaid's Tale. The city's unique assets, central location, and welcoming vibe for the production team made it a winner. After 3 celebrated seasons and 37 major award victories, it's now easy to applaud the city's work to accommodate large production crews with tight schedules and narrow lead times. But what was it like for Devon Hogue, the Business Information Officer for the City of Cambridge, during those first days in August 2016 when The Handmaid's Tale was just a concept being pitched for the first time? Just how do you explain to residents why there are gallows erected in the park, army tanks and men with machine guns on the bridge, and 3 bodies hanging from the wall by the river?
My name is Devon Hogue, and I'm the Business Information Officer for the City of Cambridge. When we first started with Handmaid's Tale, that was really, it was kind of like Cambridge growing up, right? So we have loved working with Murdoch Mysteries and all of the smaller projects that we've worked with in the past. But when you're talking about a crew of 80 to 100 as opposed to a crew of 300, it is drastically different. It was just some random day in August. I'm sitting at my desk, no clue what's coming, and this gentleman comes up to the counter and says, I want to know more about Cambridge. We're looking to film here possibly. Can somebody show me around? Thankfully, I didn't have anything in my calendar that afternoon, and for the next 2 hours, we just wandered around Galt. I was showing him some of the assets we have. We were talking a little bit about the project because at that point they didn't have any scripts. They just had an overarching idea of what they were looking for. So 2.5 hours later, we were really close friends, and he went off with a list of pictures that he'd taken and areas that they could possibly use in Cambridge, and then I didn't hear anything for the next month. But when I did, things started moving very quickly. He told me right off the bat, this is a Hulu production with MGM, and it's The Handmaid's Tale. I'm like, oh, that's a Canadian book, right? And I hadn't read it myself. And he's like, yeah, so we're really excited about this. We've got a lot of star power behind it. We've got a lot of money behind it. And we're just, we don't know where it'll go, but, we're excited about it. And I said, okay, well, we'll see. It was a little bit controversial when they first started filming for season 1 because, as everybody knows now, it's quite a dark project. And one of the very first days of filming they wanted to do was hanging bodies from a wall facing a very busy road. But we thought, okay, what we need to do? We need to get out there in front of it. We need to make sure that the public knows that we're doing this project, and you may see some disturbing things if you're driving on Park Hill Road. But apparently we didn't get that notification out far enough, because the day of filming, I cannot even tell you how many calls I got, how many calls the mayor's office got about satanic rituals that were happening down by the river. It was enough to make anybody a little uneasy, especially when filming in Cambridge, it was normally Murdoch Mysteries, right? Murdoch Mysteries is very classic, very historical, very proper. Handmaid's Tale is not. While the subject matter is dark, our community serves as the beauty and hope behind the project. So anyone who's watched Handmaids sees the amazing shots they do with the drones of the river and the beautiful architecture. We are the hope in Gilead. It is touchy, but what you also need to realize is it's art. And not only is it art, it's a good portion of Canadian content, so we really need to celebrate that. We have Canadian artists that are making waves internationally. We hung 3 bodies in a very public area and didn't get a single complaint to my office. That is what I classify success.